Welcome to the Kill It podcast, where I, Christopher Bob Roberts, explain how I became healthy, wealthy, and happy by being ruthless with my friends, family, customers, and especially myself. And today I'm going to be talking about these new men's camps that are coming out where they're supposed to take a mild-mannered executive and turn him into a Navy SEAL or a guy from Ranger Regiment. And that's basically how they work, okay? You get somebody who's got a lot of money, who's got a pretty decent family, who's doing pretty well. Basically, the kind of person who I actually want to help with my new brand, okay? The new Christopher Bob Roberts brand. You know, the guy who is loved, who's liked, but he's not respected, okay? His wife loves him, but he's not like her sexual fantasy, you know? His wife loves him, but his wife doesn't respect him like the man that will be able to protect her if she is in danger. You know, his kids love him, but they don't like respect him like he's their real life superhero. And the worst part of the person who I'm trying to help, the worst part of his situation is he realizes that his kids, okay, his son is going to grow up more or less to be like him. His daughters are going to grow up more or less to be with guys like him. And he's not sure if he's happy about that, okay? So basically these men's camps are basically trying to take the same person I'm trying to help, and what they do is, because they're financially successful, they take $10,000, $20,000. And what they do is they put them through like a 2 to 3 day version of, it's mostly run by Navy SEALs. So let's call it Hell Week. Okay. Sometimes they have guys from Ranger regiments. They might call it, RIP, the Ranger Indoctrination Program they used to have in the 90s, or RASP, the Ranger Assessment and Selection Program, which they have these days when someone wants to get into the 75th Ranger Regiment. And the idea is they're going to make a man out of you in these 2 days. Okay. Now, I think that I'm qualified to give my opinion on this because of a few things. First of all, like I said, I'm trying to help the same type of person achieve the same goal. I have actually graduated from the Special Forces Assessment and Selection course. And, for the people who remember when I kind of went away for a while and had to work on some things, I had to come to terms with the fact that I got through selection and I got thrown out of the Special Forces at some point later on. And I had to just come to terms with that. And it really took me about 25 years to be able to admit that publicly. So I am a Special Forces Assessment and Selection selectee. Okay, it was March 23rd through April 19th, 1996, class 0296 at Camp McCall. So I actually went through something like that, okay, and was selected. And I also actually have a little bit of an idea of how these men's camps work because I was previously in a group coaching program for coaches, for fitness trainers. And it was owned by two guys. And one of the guys actually went to Bedros Keuilian's men's camp. Okay. He actually went through his course. He ended up getting like a medical drop. He went through and, just at some point, like his body just kind of gave out cramps and, whatever. They took him to the hospital and he had to, stay there for a couple of days. Well, they were first of all figuring out what's going on, but to kind of recover. But so like I said, I know actually someone, and at one point because I'm trying to help the exact same type of person, I actually asked him, because we would have like weekly live calls as a part of that group coaching program. I actually asked him, I said, listen, you are like my goal market. You're like my customer. Okay. So like what's going on through your head and what are you looking for? Why are you doing this? And, like I said, so I spoke to him a little bit about that. So I think I'm qualified to give my opinion. Okay. Now, the way it works basically is you have people who have never really done anything really difficult in their lives. Okay. They went to school, they got good grades. They went to college, they got good grades. Maybe they played a sport, maybe they didn't. They got like a good girl at some point in their lives. They kind of settled down, and they ended up having, a marriage. They, have a nice, happy home. They have kids. They have no financial problems. They have, more money than they need. They don't have any, health issues. But they've never, like I said, really accomplished anything of real value. Like they've never done something where they didn't know if they'd be able to make it or not. They've never done something that most people are afraid to do. So, they aren't like real men. Okay. Even though, like I said, they've got a good job, good family, friends, whatever, nice house, everything's going great. But they're not like the really top percent. And I was actually talking to my new business coach about that on Saturday, because our live was postponed from Friday at 6 a.m. to Saturday at 6 a.m. And we were talking about the concept of, providing a service that's like a pain reliever or or a vitamin, like if somebody's like so overweight, they're going to drop dead if they don't lose weight, that's a pain that you have to fix. If somebody feels horrible every time they go in public, that's a pain they have to fix. But the people I'm trying to help are actually, they got dad bods. They're not doing that bad. They have no health problems. They're not doing that bad. And, it's harder to be like, well, I'm going to go ahead and sell you something that will make your life better, because a lot of people get content. And my question to her was, well, if you're high up on Maslow's pyramid, isn't it painful to not achieve more than you have, to achieve everything you can? And she kind of agreed with me. So for those of you who don't know what Maslow's pyramid is, basically it's, look it up. It's very important. If you're interested in understanding how life works, let's just say. Basically, it starts at the bottom, and it's like your basic human needs. Like if I throw you in minus whatever degree temperature water, you will drop dead. Your heart will stop. You will cease to exist. If I throw you into lava, you will cease to exist. You will burn up within less than a second, right? So you start at the bottom with like, do you have a temperature that will support life? Do you have oxygen? Do you have water? Do you have food? Okay. And then it starts to go up and up and up. It's a pyramid. Okay. So first of all, you need, human needs to survive. Then you need like food and shelter. Okay. Basically stress comes in at this point. Like for instance, if you're constantly stressed about paying your bills, am I going to get evicted this month? If my car breaks down, I'm not going to be able to fix it. If my car breaks down and I can't fix it, I'm not going to, I'm going to lose my job. Then I'm going to lose my apartment. I'm going to lose everything. So basically it's like you start at the lower human needs and you start going up and up and up. And, that's one of the reasons why you've got poor people who really don't care about things that like better off people care about. Okay. For instance, like I said, the guy that I'm working with, he has a good family life. He is loved. He has good kids. And, the question is though, like his wife loves him, but she doesn't respect him. He's not unhealthy, but he's not in good shape. It's like if you're higher up on Maslow's pyramid, if you have a lot of things settled, if you don't have a lot of stress, if you're working out like 4 or 5 times a week, 6 times a week, 7 times a week, and you go out to like a party and somebody's like, oh, hey, how's it going? You introduce yourselves. And it's like, so what do you do? What's your hobby? It's like, it's like a knife through your heart when you work out like 6 days a week, 5 days a week, and it's not immediately obvious that you work out. It's like, if you go out with your wife and, something scares her, she hears like a noise and gets startled, or like, she sees a guy and it just kind of like scares her a little bit. And like, instead of like holding your hand tighter because like, I know that you can and will protect me, she kind of like lets go and like looks around, like, hopefully is there a cop around here, a security guard, some big guy who can help us, because she knows even if you were man enough to try, you wouldn't be able to protect her. Okay. So basically what we're talking about here is, like I said, it's like, we're talking about people who have all of their basic needs and all of their advanced needs taken care of, not just materialistically, not just comfort, but they actually have love, but they don't have respect and they don't have self-respect. So the question right now is going to be, can we put someone through like a 2-day boot camp or a 3-day boot camp and treat them like shit and yell at them and whatever, and have them come out on the other side real men? Okay. And there are a couple things to consider. Right now, my girlfriend is actually a psychologist. She has a master's in psychology. She's a licensed mental health therapist, and she likes to think deep like I do. So some of the things we talk about is like, when you go through a selection process, do they make you into a man? Do they make you into a commando? Or do they just find out who already is a man, who already is like a commando? And now all of a sudden you get like, out of a couple hundred people, you got maybe like, 20, 40, 50 people. And it's like, okay, great. Those are the guys, we were looking for. For instance, SFAS, it's the Special Forces Assessment and Selection course. It's assessment and selection. It's not the Special Forces, we're going to make you into a Green Beret course. The Ranger Assessment and Selection, okay, RASP. It's not like, we're going to teach you to be a tough guy. It's like we are going to assess you and select the ones that we think fit well into 75th Ranger Regiment. So at the end of the day, like, is a course like this a test or is it training? Because if it's a test, it's not really going to help people. It's not really going to change anything about you. Okay. So I really think, like I said, that, this is really not the case in terms of actually changing a person, like taking a person who's like weaker and making him stronger. Okay. Now it is true that it will make you aware of the capabilities that you already have. There are some people who are bad motherfuckers who are not aware of the fact that they are bad motherfuckers. And then at some point they realize, oh my God, I'm the last man standing. Maybe I am tougher than I thought I was, but it doesn't change you. Okay. And another thing is when you are in when you're in a special unit, okay, you are also it's not just the selection course. Like SFAS, the Special Forces Assessment Selection course, is TDY, temporary duty. You go somewhere for 23 days and you go home. Win, lose, or draw, you go home. And if you get selected, then you PCS, permanent change of station to Fort Bragg, and then you go into the Q course. So it's like once you get there, okay, once you get to Ranger Regiment, once you get to the Q course, once you get to your team, whatever, that is when you start doing shit every day. Now, obviously, SEALs don't live Hell Week, 24/7, 365. Hell Week is Hell Week. Or in SFAS, it's like, the 23 days or Team Week. It's like that's just that time. You don't get like that kind of treatment for the rest of your life, but you do have to keep up. And I'm going to tell you a little story about that. Okay. When I was in the Q course, there was actually a point at which I was in a unit. It was a training unit, of course. So what we would do is sometimes we wouldn't really do PT at all. They'd just be like, dude, if you're not grown up enough to do your own fucking PT, you don't belong here. So we would just do PT on our own, which means mostly in the morning we'd run in little groups of twosies and threesies. It's just little friends would run together, and people would see each other in the gym at lunch, or maybe at the pool at lunch. People would swim, and then after work you'd see them in the gym. But we take care of ourselves. But at one point we had a structured PT program. It was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We'd run for like a couple hours. Tuesday, Thursday we'd walk with a rucksack, road march for a couple hours. And I remember at one point, it was going to be a 4-day weekend. So it was Thursday. We were doing our rucksack march, and then we're going to have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. I remember we had 2 guys who were from the old guard, the infantry unit that guards the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier and does honor guard kind of stuff like that over in like Arlington. And they were going to go up to Washington, D.C., you know, they're going to hang out. I think I had a friend of mine from the 82nd. He was in a scout platoon. He had a friend who got out and went down to Key West where he was from. So we would visit him at Key West. We would drive from Bragg to Key West every time we had a chance. But anyway, the point is, you know, your rucksack had to weigh so much. And the instructors were cool. I mean, it was, you know, after selection, even in selection, they don't yell at you. I'll talk about selection in another podcast probably. But the idea is, you know, our rucksacks had to weigh so much. And they're like, hey, you know, guys, move over. Let's, you know, let's just, everybody should stretch out a little bit. And yeah, like I said, the guy was pretty cool. So he's like, you know, he actually grabbed somebody's rucksack and, you know, moved it for him, grabbed another rucksack, and it was light as fuck. And he grabbed it. He just like tossed it. He just threw it. No effort. And it's like, fuck, like that rucksack one, like I was supposed to like 55 pounds minimum or something like that. And of course, 55 pounds minimum means you had it, you know, you had like a box of gravel or something in a bag of gravel or something. So it weighed like 65 pounds because God forbid it weighs less than 55 pounds. So he's like, there is no way in fuck. And he's like, well, I didn't have, you know, anywhere to weigh. It's like your barracks are right next to a fucking medical training center. You tell me you can't find a scale in a fucking hospital. So anyway, we went on a road march Thursday. It was supposed to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We run for a couple hours. Tuesday, Thursday, we walk for a couple hours. We were supposed to have, that was Thursday. We were supposed to have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. What happened is they canceled our 4-day weekend. I mean, we had it off, but we ended up doing a little PT. So Thursday morning, we walked, you know, let's say the infantry standard, which was brought over into SF, was like, you know, 4 miles an hour, 3 hours, 12 miles. So let's say we walked 12 miles Thursday morning. Instead of having the rest of the weekend off until the next Tuesday, Thursday morning we walked, Thursday night we walked, Friday morning we walked, Friday night we walked, Saturday morning we walked, Saturday night we walked, Sunday morning we walked, Sunday night we walked, Monday morning we walked, Monday night we walked. And then it was time for our planned road march Tuesday morning. So that's like, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's 5 days, 2 road marches a day, 12 miles of road march, 24. So that's, what is it, 60, 80 miles in 5 days, 92 miles in 6 days if you count the 12 miles on the next Tuesday, which is our next planned road march. So what I'm trying to get at is that's not fucking selection. That ain't trying to get into us. That's fucking just, you're in the Q course, someone fucks up, and we all fucking got to, instead of going on a 4-day weekend, we got to fucking do 2 road marches a day. And if you don't like it, you can fucking quit. Now, the point I'm trying to get at here is, what did I say, it was 92 miles in 6 days. Yeah. So like, you know, with, like I said, men's rucksacks, and, you know, not just that, but like, you know, he was unhappy with us. So we would like get to a hill and we'd like run up the hill, and then we'd like sometimes walk down and run up the hill a few times. So like I said, it was fun, but that was our life. Okay. So I kind of question, first of all, if you go through, like, anybody can be tough for 2 or 3 days. Okay. Like, anybody can be tough for 2 or 3 days. Now, what happens if you get off after the 2 or 3 days and you go back to eating donuts and, you know, watching football all day? Okay. The thing that makes special forces units special is that's their fucking life. Like, that's what they do. And, you know, that's literally like what they do. That's their life. That's what they do 24/7, you know, in training, in selection, in garrison, in preparation for training. When I was preparing for a selection, we used to have CQ, charge of quarters. You basically wait for the telephone to ring for 24 hours straight, you know, and like, I don't know. I mean, you basically just wait for the telephone to ring. You were like, you know, watching the telephone ring, you know, and cleaning up maybe the hallway or something in the barracks or something like that. So I would do like 24 hours, and I'd be up for 24 hours straight. And then I'd do a road march. Then I'd walk 12 miles with a heavy-ass rucksack after being awake for like 24 hours plus in preparation for selection. And like I said, I told you what the course is like after selection, you know. So like I said, so that's that's like another thing. It's not just a matter of being tough for like 23 days and then after that it's over and you could just sit around and drink pina coladas all day. Like that's your life. So what I'm basically trying to say about all of this, okay, is my method, my personal method. And if you watch me on Instagram, which you should, you will know that like I'm up every single day before 5 a.m. My girlfriend and I are in the gym at 6 because the gym where we're living currently opens at 6. Okay. So I used to get up at 5 and I would kind of like, look at my goals, I'd go ahead and, just whatever, just, get myself ready and stuff. And then she'd start getting up a little bit later. We'd leave. But what happened at some point is I had some more work to do. So I actually started getting up at 4 o'clock every morning. Okay. So I was getting up at 4 o'clock every morning and I'm in the gym at 6. Okay. I don't eat an if it fits your macros diet. I eat like a fucking grown up man. I don't eat donuts and cupcakes and shit all the time. I eat, meat. I eat eggs. Depends upon whether I'm trying, how hard I'm working out, how much I'm working out, whether I'm trying to grow, whether I'm trying to lean out, but it's all whole food. It's not crap. Okay. I don't watch the television. Okay. My girlfriend and I watch like one episode of something, okay, at night. When we get off work, right around like, maybe 8 o'clock at night, we try to be like in the living room, but it's not mindlessly watching TV. We like literally watch like one episode of The Living Dead because I think it's interesting because it's almost like this thing called Robin Sage. It's like a guerrilla war waged in North Carolina to prepare, trainees to wage a guerrilla war. And that's like what it is. That's what I see, the Walking Dead like. She enjoys post-apocalyptic stuff. She likes, she likes reading about it. So we have a lot of stuff to talk about in terms of like, psychology of it, the philosophy of it, what would happen. So it's not like we just sit there and watch TV and numb our minds. I mean, we feed the cats a little bit of meat, or some like healthy kind of treat. We pet the cats, we pet the dog. We cuddle on the sofa. We stop it, pause it all the time. What do you think about this? And what do you think about this? And have like deep philosophical conversations. I have my last meal of the day and then we go to bed early. Okay. So it's like, I don't eat junk. I don't watch TV. I get up early, go to bed early. 3 times a week, I do 2 workouts a day. Okay. The second workout that I do is cardio. It culminates in 120 burpees after I've done a whole lot of plyometrics beforehand. So what I'm basically trying to say is what really turns you into a man. Okay. A selection process determines if you're a man or not, but it doesn't necessarily make you a man. Afterwards, when you get to Ranger Regiment, when you get to, your SEAL team, when you get, where you're going and you have to live that life. Now my question is that what really makes you a man? Okay. Knowing you had to get kicked in the nutsack every day for 14 days or, 23 days or whatever, just to determine whether or not you're going to be able to go to the really hard training, just to determine if you're going to be able to go to your unit where you're going to get it's just going to be hard for the rest of your life. So I would say, and of course I'm a little bit biased, but I would say my method is better. Okay. If you want to prove yourself, if you want to test yourself, if you want to compete, okay, then yeah, fine. Go ahead and give these guys 10, 20 grand. And I'm not saying this jokingly. I'm like, literally, like, go ahead. And if you want to know, could I make it as a Navy SEAL or something like that? And obviously, 3 days is not the same as becoming a Navy SEAL or a pararescue jumper or, SF guy or a Ranger. But if you want to know if you could make something that's really fucking difficult, fine. But I don't think this is something that's really going to make you into a man. And now let's get back to my ex-coach, okay, from the coaching program that I was in before. And I was talking to him and he's like, well, he was scared. He's scared when he, when he got when he had a kid, when his wife was pregnant. It's like, is he the man who he wants to be, who he needs to be for his family? Is he the man? He's making good money. He's in good shape. He was a drug addict. He was all fucked up. And basically he got into fitness to unfuck himself and to get off the drugs. And then he started to get into coaching because he was, he had he was like an iron worker somewhere in the Canadian wilderness, freezing his ass off, taking Percocets all day. So he's like, all right, well, fitness got him off the drugs. Selling fitness programs got him out of the oil fields or wherever the hell he was working. So he's doing well. Like I was saying, he's doing well financially. He's in pretty good shape and stuff. But is he the man that his family needs? And another thing that he had is he wanted to have like a community of guys, because his business partner was in shape and his business partner was obviously very well off and very positive, but he wasn't like a tough guy. He is a tough guy. He's a great guy, but his business partner wasn't like, a knuckle dragging, pipe hitting killer with a suit on who's making money. He was like I said, he's a really good guy. He's a really nice guy and all. And I'm not going to say he's not a man, but he wasn't like a killer, and like I said, this guy wanted to go to this course. He also wanted to have a community of people. And when one of the things he had a problem with is when he got that medical drop from the program, what happened is he ended up, a lot of them were talking badly about him in that little community. Okay. So the point I'm trying to make is this is the person I'm trying to help with my social media and with the Brotherhood of Beasts, which is my group coaching program. It's going to come out on the 3rd of June. Okay. I know this is a shameless plug. And first of all, yes, it is a shameless plug. This is my business, this is what I do. But I also want to say, like, just as an example, whether or not you care about my program, basically the idea is it is going to be a place where you don't just get all of my workout programs and all my self-defense programs and my mindset programs and everything, but there's also a community where you can, ask me questions. We have live calls where you can ask me questions. Like I said, I asking questions to, the other guy in the old, coaching program I was in, or like Saturday, I was asking this girl questions in the coaching program I'm in right now. But also, like, you have the community of people who actually understand you, who actually get you. So it's not like, well, you're already in shape. Why do you have to work out? Or like, you're already fine. Why do you have to work out? Or like, just buy a gun and you'll be okay. You don't have to learn how to fight. Just buy a gun, leave it in your sock drawer at home and go on vacation 100 miles from now and you'll be fine because you have a gun in your sock drawer 100 miles away at home. There's a guy who was, in my YouTube comments a while ago, I'll never forget. He's like, had a little league match, little league game, and everybody went to like Dairy Queen afterwards. And he pops open a Tupperware and starts eating. And he's like, and all the fat dads are laughing at me eating out of a Tupperware when I'm thinking, man, I want to fucking look like you. Now, we don't care about you, the fat dads. We don't care about the people who are fucking bitches and pussies. But it's just like, man, like, am I the only one out here? That's one of the big questions. Like, where do I find better friends? Where do I find new friends? And like I said, you do need a community. So Bedros Keuilian's, little mini Hell Week thing, the 72-hour thing he had. Apparently they got like some kind of like a Telegram group or something where the guys can communicate prior to and perhaps after the program they go through. But like I said, that's what I really want to provide you guys with in the Brotherhood of Beasts. I really want it to be not just this is how we work out, this is how we eat, this is how we keep our mind straight. I want it to legitimately be a matter of like when somebody does a good job, when somebody has a win, whether they lose weight, build muscle, get a personal record somewhere in the gym or whatever, that we all cheer for them. When somebody's like, hey, I'm going to push, I got 2 months before my next birthday, I want to have fucking ripped abs. And everybody in that person's real life is like, man, you're already in shape. Why do you have to work out? Just have a pizza, chill out, We'll understand why he wants to push for the next 2 months before his birthday. And we'll keep, hold him accountable. We'll cheer him on when he makes it, So that's what I'm trying to get at. Okay. Like I said, anybody can be tough for 2-3 days. Okay. But it's when you get to the point where you live that life. Okay. Not just getting into some, high speed commando unit, but living it. you know, because I'm going to tell you, you know, if I were to take people off the street, I don't know how many people would physically survive. What was it, 92 miles with a 55-pound rucksack in 6 days? I don't know how many people would physically survive that, first of all. But on top of that is the question, like, how many people would quit? If you could quit at any time and you would still have a job, you don't get thrown out of the Army and thrown onto the street. It's like you would just get, you know, thrown out of, you know, the Q course, and you would be in your old infantry unit or your old scout unit, cook unit, whatever. So you could just quit, and not a single person did, you know? So like I said, what I'm thinking is, you know, selection just weeded out everyone who was going to quit. You know, there was a point at which, like I said, it's like, once you make it through something like that, like I said, you're not going to quit anything else. But to keep yourself sharp, you still need to push yourself every day. So I really don't think that giving $10,000, $20,000 out for a 3-day course to have some SEAL or guy from Ranger Regiment yell at you, I really don't think that's going to make you into a man. But I do think that if you live a clean life, if you deny yourself, you know, cupcakes and donuts and beer and pizza and garbage TV, and instead you spend that time cooking healthy food with your family instead of going out and getting pizza. If you spend your time going to the gym with your wife, going to the gym with your kids, if you spend that time, you know, playing with your kids, or especially if you know, teach your kid how to wrestle, or how to, you know, you grab the mitts and you have them, you know, kicking the bag, or, you know, kicking the focus mitts and punching the focus mitts and elbowing the focus mitts, you know, it's going to be like, you know, what did you learn from your dad? Well, I learned from my dad that, you know, when you get home from work, you sit on your ass and watch TV and eat pizza and drink beer. What did you learn from your dad? I learned from my dad to wake up early, to put, you know, the work in, you know, to eat healthy, to be strong, to protect your family, to be attractive for your wife. You know, that's what I learned. So the question's yours to answer, you know. Anyway, like I said, if you're interested in the Brotherhood, go ahead and check it out, brotherhoodofbeasts.com, or go to ChristopherBobRoberts.com. You can check out my Instagram there. You can check out my YouTube there. You can also, like I said, get on the wait list right now for the Brotherhood of Beasts. I'm going to have like a massive founders deal where you're going to get a really good deal when you jump on. And like I said, it's basically like every course from self-defense to nutrition to workouts to mindset that I've ever created or ever will create. You're going to get direct contact to me in a forum, like a community, Monday through Friday. I'm going to answer everyone's questions. And once a week, we're going to have a live Q&A where you can like literally get on a Zoom call and ask me questions. And like I said, the most important thing is the support you're going to get from the other guys in the community. Because I've had 2 memberships before. Okay. And like I said, it was awesome seeing the guys communicate with each other. When a guy joined, everyone's like, hey, you know, welcome and you know, what are your goals and stuff. And like I said, for the people who have a problem finding anyone who's on the same path, anyone who understands them, anyone who wants to make progress instead of excuses, like this, you know, in the current day and age, this is where you're going to find them all together, without haters and without trolls and without any negativity. Just people on the same path as you, some are further along, some aren't as far along. But the point is, you know, the more we help each other, the better the others do, the higher the standard is that you have to hold yourself to. And I think I'll just end this by saying there's a quote when I was a kid. I read a book about Delta Force, and, you know, and that was a little quote where the guy said basically, he's like, in the 82nd Airborne, he was the best person in his company easily. And then he says when he got to Delta, he had to hustle just to keep up. And I really like that. I must have read that, 35 years ago. Damn near 40 years ago. And still to this day, it's like, yeah, that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that guy who's miles and miles ahead of all of his friends. And when he gets to the Brotherhood of Beasts, he's going to have to hustle just to keep up with the other guys. So make sure you go to ChristopherBobRoberts.com, where you will find links to every platform on which the Kill It podcast can be found, as well as links to all my social media accounts and an application for my one-on-one coaching. Do not forget to subscribe to the Kill It podcast wherever you prefer to listen to podcasts, and also check out the Brotherhood of Beasts, my group coaching program, on brotherhoodofbeasts.com. Aside from that, thanks for listening. I'll talk to you guys again in the next episode.